Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4. I am Lord Forwind, here playing as the mighty Manchu invading the Ming. So we're doing fairly well. The Ming are below 1,000 development. We are over 400. We will be over 400 actually once we finish integrating Korchin up here, who has actually proved to be rather useful in these wars. We are somehow positive income despite all of the wars and 28,000 troops, and overall things are going fairly well. We've got a peace treaty with the Ming until 87, so 6 years and then we will be attacking the Ming. I'd ideally like to invade Korea. Unfortunately, Korea is still protected by the Ming. So the other thing I might do is wait to see if I can get Unguarded Nomadic Frontier to fire. Not sure about that though, because the Ming will be able to attack us. It could be very, very bad. Interesting. I'm trying to see if there's anyone in the world who would ally me in my wars against the Ming. I do have the Ashikaga Shogunate on my side, so positive there. I did have the Orate Horde, but they haven't been loyal, so I've kind of ditched them. Currently, they look to be in a war against Chagatai. Okay, so they're not actually able to call me into the war, so I might actually re-ally myself to the Orate Horde, and that would give me another potential ally that I can fool into helping me fight the Ming. And I say fool because I'm not going to give them any land despite promising land in a war. So, hey, not a nice person in this game, I guess, to AIs. Let's get a little bit more income coming through there. Really, my goal right now is to stay positive income and not have any more corruption. Unfortunately, that seems to be impossible right now in terms of the keeping ahead of the corruption. But we have a zealot for a ruler, which would help if we had any provinces to convert, but we don't. He's better than, I assume, his father at stats, just a little bit. We have to get this 1-year-old, though, to 15-year-old before we can actually be sure we have a stable succession. But if we get up to 106 diplomatic power, we can in fact embrace Zil culture. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to do that before we actually annex Korchin. We will annex Korchin prior to the war with China, so we will actually be able to get this conquest of Beijing, which will help short run. Unfortunately, we lost our morale bonus there, and we're going to lose our morale bonus here, where we actually end up picking a fight with the Chinese again. We're going to have to be pretty wary of the Chinese army. They actually have a good ruler now, so we have to even be more worried. We're going to have to play this next war relatively smart. Currently, it's telling us it would take us over 9 wars to kill the Ming, which is a problem. However, they actually don't have any celestial reforms, which is amazing. Which is actually quite amazing. So we don't have to worry about any of that being a problem. All we have to do is we just have to stay relatively stable, and hopefully we can get Unguarded Nomadic Frontiers first then. Okay, we've almost got Korchin annexed. That will be good. Sadly, Mongolia has yet to get their independence. But I guess that's not a problem. What's also not really a problem is how much land we can take from the Ming each war. Nobody, I repeat, nobody really cares that we're beating up the Ming, or did beat up the Ming a little bit. A little bit concerned about the Ashikaga, though. They don't seem to actually be annexing any of their vassals. I guess they're probably all too independent, right? Reasonably independent. Anyhow, this could be the war that decides the future of Japan. It looks like it's Tokugawa versus the Date. They attacked, or the Date, and they attacked. So if the Tokugawa win this, they're probably going to take over Japan. Which, in the end, it was Tokugawa who did unite and behind a stable government. So, be too surprised. Corruption's being reined in. Stability is a thing. Got a handful of years to annex both Cochin and then to deal with the Ming. Ming are again attacking Chagatai over here. I'm fine with that. If the Ming want to blow manpower on that, more power to them. More importantly, they still aren't really letting their country rebuild. I mean, in the terms of war exhaustion and other stuff. How are they doing income-wise? They did lose a lot of land. Significantly reduced income. Fine. Still, in terms of actual money on hand, they're good. Let's see what happens if we go forward a month. Gone up. Okay, so they are actually making money. Either that or they just got stuck with a loan, which is unlikely. I can actually rival the Ming now, though. So that's good, I guess. Rival the Ming. Can't embargo them when we have a truce. Tempted to move my capital to Beijing, actually. Or right next to Beijing. Trading post also could be a safe one. I don't want to really risk my capital if I can help it. Actually, first let's embrace Zil culture, which should boost our income in those provinces. Fair amount. Yep. Okay, that's good. That actually might allow me to boost our corruption control. Wrong one, I was clicking the wrong thing there. I can afford a little bit of a loss. Almost balanced. Negative 0.08 a year. Not perfect, but it'll do. The danger comes in the next war. I think the next war we gotta demand a lot of money from the Ming. Just to make sure that we can actually take that land. If we need to, we can do conquer new states to reduce state maintenance, but I'd prefer not to do that because I'd much rather have that when we can actually get absolutism. Because stacking those two together, the cheapness of harsh treating land is crazy. We could actually attack Korea, still tributary state of the Ming. Actually, let's see who else is tributary states of them. Mongyang is not too rebellious. Is. I wish I could see these guys down here. Unfortunately, I can't. Orate Horde is actually independent. Interesting. Did China just lose a province to Mongolian rebels? Or did the Orate Horde just randomly give a province to Mongolia? I think I kind of missed whatever happened there. Huh. Odd. Let's actually move our trading capital to Beijing. Why not? We'll keep our capital in Girin for now. It'll automatically move to Beijing in the long run. Okay, and we actually have another merchant. There we go. I don't know why we haven't been diverting trade with them before. And there we go. We're actually going to be making... Wow! We're actually making money. And now we've annexed Korchin and we won't be making money. Okay, let's deal with this. That is 6 troops. I'd much rather have 6 more regiments, to be honest. They are... I can make states out of these because they were just a vassal relatively cheaply. That's as much as we can do. Let's give this land to tribes. Keep them under control. Can't embrace Chahar culture, sadly. Actually, they want 35 now. Boy, the tribes are getting greedy. Oh. I do know that did go up over time, but still, that's a sudden jump. And let's get another couple banners. Right? Actually, that might be all the banners we can raise. Nope, we can do that all. How are we in terms of... let's raise as many as we can, might as well, if we're going to go fight a war. Should be the most banners we can raise, for the time being, of course. Excuse me. We might want to try and enhance that more later on. In terms of converting culture so we can keep banners, because banners are ridiculously strong. There we go. We actually have a small amount of land maintenance, so we're not totally useless. And we have less than a year until we fight the Ming. Okay. Let's ally to... Oh, we're allied to the Orate. Who else can we ally to? We actually can't ally ourselves to Yarkand. They're a vassal of the Ming. Okay, so the Ming actually killed them, which is unusual. Ming don't usually kill people. Uzbek would be the next closest for an alliance, and we don't have enough relation. Okay. Let's see if we can actually persuade Uzbek to be friends with us. At least to counteract a Ming attack. The odds are the Ming are going to attack us pretty much day 1 of the truce expiring, in which case we're going to have one heck of a defense, or need one heck of a defense. Speaking of that, actually, I should re-raise the fort in Beijing. There we go. It's going to cost us some, but I think we'd much rather have a fort raised and not be making as much money than the reverse. And our general died. So actually we could have a really good shot at general here. Ooh, yes please. We will happily keep you around. Very happily. We're not tolerant of them, really. We've already promoted all our cultures, yada yada yada. Boost that there. This gold mine will become, of course, more profitable as the autonomy goes down. But we are reigning in corruption and other stuff. And the Ming can attack us now, so let's get this alliance with Uzbek. The Ming will not demand us be a tributary because they're very unhappy with us. They don't trust us, so no one will join us in any wars we launch. Okay, that's fine. For now, we will kind of hide back here. Rebuilding our military. 6,000 needed, though. Slow rebuilding. Slow rebuilding, but at least, despite having to raise more banner units, our corruption didn't go out of control. We are going into debt, though. Darn. Nothing to be done for it, unfortunately. That does happen. With 13 more gold per month, I will happily keep you. 447. Ugh. If I could get another national idea, I'd be very happy. Then I'm going to probably go straight defensive once I get a national idea. The bonus morale will help so much versus the Ming. Sadly, they actually don't have a negative picking a thing. At least they're stable and they don't have a lot of devastation. Well, if they keep that up, they're going to get Unguarded Nomadic Frontier, which I hope they get, because it will make all their vassals want to kill them. That's pretty much what it does. So I'm more than a fan of, like, I think it's plus 25% Liberty Desire. So anyone who's not an ally or subject of the Ming, gonna have trouble keeping them under control. We just have to hold out really until then. At which point they're gonna collapse anyway, so we can kind of just sit back and watch. Wouldn't mind getting Rikuyo on my side though. Totally useless in terms of combat, yes, but in terms of actual keeping the Ming busy, it'd be pretty good. The Ashikaga are actually coming through here. Well, I'm kind of impressed. Look at that. They've actually expanded again. Your Tokugawa might actually rule Japan, although they are killing Hakutayama. Not good. Were these guys the ones that are independent? Shoni, yes. Independent daimyo. Interesting. Allied to the Ashikaga, too. Weird. Very weird. Okay. Don't know what to say there. Korea is unhappy with us. We're malevolent, but we have no subject nation, so I'm actually fine with that. Our horde unity is plummeting. Second Ming War for orate tribute against them. Ooh. Decline. Really wanted to help them there. Oh boy, did I want to help them. We're going to attack the Ming separately, though. There we go. We will attack the Ming. Stupid, foolhardy, and extraordinarily overly brave, but we are going to do that. Our goal is to take Yangzhou. Where in the world is Yangzhou? I don't even know where that is. Okay, but we're going to attack them regardless. Oh, it's right there. Oh, that's relatively easy to take. We will send an army to try and take that. And we will get actually morale of armies. Good. I did have to rebuild, spend quite a bit of military power getting our horde unity back to full, but it happens. Whoa, no thank you. We will do Conquest of Beijing. 20 years, which should rein in our army costs a little bit. Luckily, our reinforcement cost is significantly lower than it should be. And now the Orate are going to hate us to the end of time, but it happens. The Ming, I have Tech 7. We have Tech 7. We almost had Tech 8. Ooh, that's not good. Loss of stability. Tribes are unhappy, or were unhappy there. Quick barrage of the fort. We are rather heavily outnumbered, but we have cannon and they don't, so progress. If we can take their capital and Nanjing, that'll be up to a very good start, because we can actually take forts in a quick manner now. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, I can educate my heir. Military. Additional. What do we actually need to form the Queen Dynasty? Excellent goal, other stuff. We don't want to pass that too early, though. That's the key point. I think we do need Mandate of Heaven, though, don't we? No, we don't. We don't actually need Mandate of Heaven. Cool. Actually need Mandate of Heaven. Weird. Oh, very weird. I don't know. Let's see, how are the Ming doing fighting the Orate Horde? Probably very well. The Orate Horde has no chance. Unlike me. They have no chance. And the Chinese are sieging Beijing, which is fine. We will let them do that. We will quick barrage that. Hopefully we will take that fort in 1 or 2 rounds. And then we will march north, hopefully to smash their armies and make progress up there. Let's keep an eye on their army. 13,000 out of 78,000. There we go. We actually took Nanjing. They obviously don't want peace yet, but they will. Hopefully. I wish I could raise a single army to kind of occupy provinces, but it's too big of a risk with the size of the Chinese armies. Let's liberate that province, see what they're going to do with that army. Ideally, at this point, we just want to hunt down Chinese armies. We've already got a ticking war score. We don't really want to cause too much more trouble. Thank you, Ashikaga. I'm very happy for you to fund this war. So let's go south to another farmland fort. Oh, we actually caught a Chinese army off guard. Perfect. We lost 3,000, they lost 10,000. Wonderful. Absolutely perfect. Didn't even see that army until we engaged it. Got to pay more attention. A mistake like that could easily cost us the entire army. And if we lose our entire army, we are dead. We can't really afford to rebuild. At all. Take Wuchang will be good. Then I might just split the army and occupy. What are they doing? Go positive wars. Mandate. Darn. And of course, since I'm now at war with them, they're not going to get Unguarded Nomad Frontier. Okay. Darn. Well, I should start to figure out what I want to siege. Ideally, I'd like to take a lot of their coastal provinces. Actually, at this point, if they're not going to defend, I'm just going to keep occupying ports. I wouldn't mind doing something like this. That would be way too much land, though. Still too much land. That wouldn't be that bad. Wish you would tell me how much land I'd actually be taking in that peace deal. I'm kind of curious. Like, am I taking 200 development? Am I taking 60 development? That would be kind of nice to see. I suppose I could work it out if I really wanted to. By next month we can get another barrage. Actually, we don't want another barrage. We want to catch them while they're sieging. And the irony is we're doing this still while the Ming have a positive mandate, which is rather insane. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We really don't want to do that. We want to do this. Got it. Unfortunately, we're not going to get away. Darn. On. Yes! Big victory. Big win. Big win. I'm happy with that. Relatively easy, too. The Ming broke and ran very quickly. No, we just... There we go. Unguarded Nomadic Frontier. -2 stability, -20 mandate, and they're in a regency. Oh, that's wonderful. Unfortunately, it's not negative stability, but we can't do anything about that. As long as we can keep a relatively unguarded nomadic frontier on them, they will collapse. Let's see, what do people think of this? 46 unrest, 47, no, 37, 43. That makes their tributary states not want anything to do with them, which is perfect. And guess what? The Chinese are returning for round 2. And there they are, relatively locked in. Let's hunt them down. Again, another easy victory for us. -15 morale now they're suffering from. That's huge. That is just monstrously large. We don't want to take Mandate of Heaven, of course. We don't want to take that. But it's nice to know in future wars we will get Unguarded Nomadic Frontier. So, I'm fine with that. Another smashed army. We'll take this area. This is all hills, so I'm a little bit wary of wandering into it without knowing their armies are weak. Oh, I gotta take money too. I can take a lot of money if I get high enough war score. Then I could actually put down some, or we have temples. temples, which would help in terms of stabilizing our income a bit. Chinese actually now have a lot of cannon. Okay, so I got to be a little bit wary about how fast they can siege. Got to imagine I take another fort or two and they're just going to want peace. I'd hope they do at this point. We can't sustain this much longer even though we're winning. That's the worst part about playing these guys. You can't sustain your momentum unless you do it really carefully. Come on, we have 28, they have 14. Who's going to get it? Probably them. Nope, actually we did this time. Okay. Hopefully we get to them before they take that province. In the meantime, I'm going to use him to occupy land. Or them, technically, because it's an army, not a single soldier. And another smashed army. Coalition may form, Ming and Korea. Could take 5 or so less. There we go, 17,000 and a fair amount more development. I will do that happily. Okay, we just took a lot of land. Time to pillage a good portion of it. I know, such a waste of development, but allows me to control it a lot easier, which is what matters. We can actually get some tech now, which would be marvelous, even though, you know, we're suffering a huge penalty. We'll go defensive, which means we can now focus. That again, we will keep the advisor. Will we keep the advisor? No, we won't keep the advisor because we're going to fire all of that. Pay off all those loans, move the army back, mothball the forts, see where we are once that's done. Obviously, it's got to account for our huge recent income. We'll let that adjust first. -4. Okay. Let's retreat our army back to there, I guess. And we will mothball it. Since I raised the land, I lowered the overextension by like 30, which is huge. How much did that take? That took almost 80 development from the Ming. Obviously, I didn't get nearly as much because I raised it, but I guess it's the thought that counts. We will lower this. We can actually make money. Wow, that's impressive. And we will pause. I'll throw a couple of those down just to balance things out. And that will be it for this video. So we are definitely able to kill China now. They're only twice the size of us, rather than, I don't know how large they were when we started. We have a subject? Wait a second. We have a no, that's not us. Use there. The Arade is still also fighting the Ming. The Ming's mandate is ticking down, which is lovely. So they're going to start seeing rebellions and stuff. And the next war should be easier. So thank you guys all for watching. Bye for now.